medicine. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning or something, and I've been vaping the Fafo suds for a few days. There's a review probably up on the channel already, but if not, it's coming soon. And it's only 17%. And I kind of want something a bit more, maybe a bit more hard hitting tonight, and a bit more, I don't know, something else a bit more indica dominant. So this is going to have to be a next. This is the Tropicana Gold from SNDL Inc. Sundlink from Sundlink, Canada. Batch number, it's a series of errors there, look. Expires there, look. That's an expiration date. 27th of the 8th, 25. Used within 30 days of unlicensed medicine. Tropicana Gold. I'm going to open it. Let's have a look at it. I've got 10 grams. Oh, I just smelt that straight away. Got a smell of fruit then. Let's hope it's what it actually smells like in the bag. No, a bit more vegetable-y upon first smell than fruity. Tell you what, that's very solid. That's sparkling immediately on the outside. Whoa, that's unusual. That is actually unusual to get sparkles straight out the bag. Let's see what it looks like under the scope. I actually can't quite find my other scope now, so we've got one of these little things. A jeweler's loop, which I can never quite focus on as well as the other thing. All I can see is sparkle. There's a lot of sparkle going on, but I can't quite tell if they're heads. Yeah, they are. There we go. Now I can see them. Okay. It looks like there's a lot of heads on the outside, which is obviously most unusual for UK medical. Dust isn't all coming off of my fingers. The inside is, Jesus Christ. The inside is very, very sparkly. I'm going to have to find my other scope because a lens on this is not flat enough. It distorts everything. Oh, and I don't know where my scope is. Well, suffice to say, this looks promising. Yeah, that's just sparkling away. It's sparkling like crazy. I don't normally get that much sparkle. I'm under artificial light here as well. This isn't daytime light. Don't normally get this much sparkle at all. I don't know where the other scope is. So, this is a bit sticky. This is sticky. What is happening? Honestly, you open this up and it's sticky inside. What is happening? I can't remember the last time I had proper sticky on medical. Cannabis hardware grinder, obviously. Fine grind plate today. Don't forget to follow Big Foz. Find them on your socials. Don't forget 2 Gs. Right, so how does it smell? Gas and fruit, I reckon. There is some fruit in there, definitely. It's not overt. None of the smell's overt, but it's definitely not just your usual smell of flower. Oh, big scoop. I wonder if that will get round YouTube's sensor. Oh, daring. I'm not going to show this on this first look, but I want to see if I can give you a flavour profile out of this first look. So this is, oh, there's a little bit of glass there, look. Let's see if I can get away with that. So this is the Sundial Tropicana Gold Indica Dominant, 26%. Let's see how she blows. There we go. What have we got? That was insanely smooth. That was quite a lungful at quite a decent temperature on 290. It's not as high as I could go on this to 296 count violence. Oh, it's just made my eyes wobble as well. It was very, very smooth. I'm not getting much flavour out of it apart from the little bit of aroma that was there in the flower when I ground it. But that has actually done something. And I've had dabs today. I've been on the suds today. Oh yeah, there we go. I've got a feeling I've just managed to do that entire scoop in maybe just 2 lungfuls. That would normally make me cough so much more than that is making me cough. That was surprisingly really, really smooth again. Okay, there's still more vapour. It is kind of low on flavour. There's a bit more aroma in there than your standard medical bunk, but I wouldn't say there's much flavour in the flower when vaped. However, yeah, that's got me round the eyes. I suspect this one dried out a bit more would be good in a shaker, but I suspect with the amount of sparkle this one's got, in fact it's still a bit sticky, Vicky, and it's slightly higher percentage, that makes me think it might press well. See, the problem with the suds is that it's only 17%. So when you press it and you start losing percent, you're quickly going down into, you know, very little return, you know, like 12% return or something like that. The dabs that you get out of it are absolutely wonderful. They're really, really full of goo. These are the gooiest dabs I've had on medical, I think, with the suds. But because it's already only 17%, you don't really get that much out of it. The return's not good. This at 26%, I'm going to be very, very intrigued to see how this presses. And I might do that in a minute. In a minute. It's still giving. I thought it had gone on the first 2 pulls, but it's still going. So I don't know, this is a strange one. It doesn't really seem like it's got much flavour, but it does have some smell. So maybe I just need to come at this again tomorrow with clean glass and a clean mouth and a clean brain. And then... still going. So Sundial. Sundial is Sundial, who I think, I'm not certain of this, but I think they're Pure Sun Farms, essentially. Not entirely certain, but I've heard that somewhere. But the supplier is also listed as being HYTN, who also do the Alien coffee, which I opened in a police station today and did the first looking at the buds on their counter. And then used my Mighty in there. I've got to go back and finish that review. How much of the review will be in the police station, I don't know. I suspect at some point they'll have a bit of a, can you stop doing this in here, please? And then I'll have to say no. I'm going to carry on doing it in here, and there's going to be some sort of argument. But anyway, HYTN make the Alien coffee. Sundial Inc., who I think I've heard are Pure Sun Farms, make this. But its supplier is HYTN. I don't really understand what's going on there, but that's because I get quite confused quite easily with regards to the supplier, the producer, all that kind of stuff. But this is nearly half trans caryophyllene with a big pie being beta-myrcene. This will be all on screen so you can see what the hell I'm talking about. And next we have limonene and linalool, and then a couple of smaller chunks of valencine and alpha-humulene. Humulene is going to give it that earthy thing. Linalool is going to give it the lavender-esque, a lavender type, more flowery and herbal thing. Limonene, lemony. Valencine. Now, valencene's a new one to me. Valencine is a type of terpene that is often found in citrus food items such as Valencia oranges, where it gets its name from. It's what gives oranges and other citrus foods their typical sweet, citrusy smell and taste. This terpene is also present in small amounts in other plants, including some cannabis. It's a popular ingredient in perfumes and colognes because of its strong, pleasant citrus scent. It's refreshing and energizing. It's used in scented candles. It's also known for its taste. It adds a zesty and tangy flavour to foods and beverages, frequently used in the production of natural fruit-flavoured drinks and beverages. It enhances the citrus taste and provides a unique twist of the overall flavour profile. It's also used as a flavouring agent in various food products, such as candies, chewing gums and desserts. So it's antioxidant. It's shown to have potential to be an anti-inflammatory compound. It's potential for antimicrobial activity. It's known as a natural insect repellent, but people can also be allergic or sensitive to it. Well, that's interesting. So valencine is one that we should maybe be a little bit careful of, a little bit like limonene. Limonene and pinene, I wouldn't say I'm allergic to them by any stretch of the imagination, but they can be quite sickly. So valencine can have some potential other effects. That's interesting. That's why we need to know terpene amounts when you are buying products with terpenes added back into them. If they're not doing it properly, and if they're not being regulated in any way, then they're definitely not doing it up to a standard that we can be sure of, then that could be providing an allergic reaction to some people. And that's obviously not a good thing, especially as patients, as medical consumers of cannabis. This is something that we should be aware of, that some terpenes can have a bit of an effect that isn't necessarily what we want them to be. The amount of people, or the amount of us that are probably actually allergic, is probably quite small, but those people should still be catered for. Those people should still know what they are buying. So it's a 26% flower, and I have been ploughing through this at a ridiculous rate, but I think that's more down to me than it is the product itself. This is also known as Tropicali and Tropicali Kush to many Northern California cannabis connoisseurs. It's sativa dominant, 65% sativa, 35% indica. They have a fluffy yet dense neon green leafy popcorn-shaped nugs completely covered in bright fiery orange hairs. These nugs are caked in a fine layer of chunky, oversized white trichomes and a fine layer of sticky, sweet resin. Tropicali nugs are famous for their delicious aroma of sweet tropical berry, sweet berry wine, and their even more delicious taste of sweet tropical fruit. And this comes in at £5 a gram, or 1.9 pence per milligram. Its parents are Trainwreck and Secret Weapon. Now, Trainwreck, I've had Trainwreck before, and I got it pretty much just for the name of it, really. But Trainwreck is known to have apparently 1% CBG, 17% THC usually. Trainwreck is a mind-bending, potent sativa with effects that hit like a freight train. Mexican and Thai sativas were bred with Afghani indicas to produce this North California staple, passing on a sweet lemon and spicy pine aroma. Trainwreck begins its speedy hurtle through the mind with a surge of euphoria, awakening creativity and happiness. Migraines, pain and arthritis are mowed down by Trainwreck's high THC content. So we're on 17% here. That's something we all need to understand. We don't need really high THC levels for these flowers to have effect. What we need is a full range, full-bodied, proper flower experience. And then you don't need all the THC. Many patients also use it for relief of anxiety, ADD, ADHD and PTSD. There are many stories about the origin of the name. Some say growers grew it among a Trainwreck in Arcata, California. Others say the plant's sprawling growth resembles a train wreck. Well, that's fun. Now, Secret Weapon, I don't know Secret Weapon at all, but I've definitely had experience with Trainwreck, if you know what I mean. Secret Weapon is a hybrid weed strain made from a genetic cross between Cheesequake and White Widow. Secret Weapon is 17% THC, making this strain an ideal choice for experienced cannabis consumers. Leafly customers tell us Secret Weapon effects include focused, energetic, and creative. Medical marijuana patients often choose Secret Weapon when dealing with symptoms associated with depression, stress, and anxiety. The dominant terpene of this strain is caryophyllene. So that's its parents. So that gives you some idea of maybe what to expect out of Tropicana itself. A combination of those two things, depending on what the growers have chosen is the characteristics they wanted to focus on when the seeds grew, because every seed is different. But when we get to Tropicana, it's known to provide an uplifting and cerebral high. It can also be used for relief of mild aches and pains. The flowers of the Tropicana have an alluring frosty mint green colour with minimal twists of orange and sticky, dewy looking trichomes. So there we go. £5 a gram. Now at £5 a gram, this is again with a lot of my videos, this bit we're now watching, this edit is being shot a couple of weeks after I've got this. Now it says indica dominant on the packet, but it's from the marriage of a sativa hybrid and a hybrid, and it's listed on Leafly as a sativa hybrid, and it's listed on MedBud as a sativa hybrid. But maybe this information has come from the growers themselves and they've chosen an indica dominant version of Tropicana Gold. I will have to ask 4C and see if such a thing is a thing. Yeah, this to me, basically, it smells of alcohol and fruit to me. And I think viewers, people that have been around medical cannabis for a while, people that have been around the channel for a while, you'll know that at this price level, we don't get any smell at all. At this price level, normally you're getting hay, you're getting absolute bunk. You're getting something that's covered in leaf, that's dry as a bone and awful. And this, it's got some stick to it. It's got decent looks to it. It sparkles. And it smells to me of alcohol and fruit. Someone asked me if it was red wine, but it's more a sangria thing. It's more orangey. But the sheer fact that it's got any smell at all at this price range is insane. Let's get some criteria and some context into place. This is not a game changer to the scene overall. This is not a game changer to UK medical overall. This is not going to be knocking down doors and going, hey, look at me, I'm fucking amazing. I'm amazing. However, at £5 a gram, I don't think there's anything else on the market like this, apart from maybe the other cheap from 4C when I get around to reviewing those properly. Nothing I've tried on medical at this price range has had any kind of quality smell whatsoever or had any feeling of being alive in the slightest. This feels alive. It's not been hitting me like an indica at all. I'm more inclined to go with the uplifting thing that's going on that they're talking about on Leafly and everything else. But the sheer fact that this has got anything of value about it at a £5 a gram is game changing. Do I recommend it at a £5 a gram? Well, That's not my call necessarily, but what I can do is show you all the information and all the data that helps you make a decision on whether you want to try this or not. I've put this in the Fat Piggy thermal accumulator and it smells. I've just ripped a bud apart and I can smell it straight away. And I can smell, you know, bud, terpenes. That is not something that you get on medical at this price level. This is kind of, that's what I mean. This is at this price level, this is a fucking game changer. Let's see what the Purple Pro says about this. And here we are with the Tropicana Gold doing a bit of Purple Pro testing. Oh, I hate that phrase. Doing a bit of testing with the Purple Pro. Let's get her open. Give the screen a clean, although it should be clean already. And then this is the bit that actually holds the meds. And we have the calibration tool and the funnel. Right, let's go. Let's see what it says. 23% and under 2% CBD. It says that because it only measures from 2% to 30%, I think, on the CBD. So it's nearly always going to read under 2% if there's under 2%. That's fascinating. 62% is the only pack that was in there. I haven't put my usual 72% pack in there at all. And look what we're on. 10.3%. We have a maximum limit of 12% in this country. 10.3 we're on. That's one of the highest moisture levels I've seen on medical flower by far. That's quite a surprise, especially considering, yeah, I haven't put my usual 72% bag in there. So again, this is, you know, same thing I was saying before, this is not, you know, it's not mind-blowing and it's nothing special, but it has got flavour, it has got smell, more than any other variety I've tried at this price level. And now it's got more moisture than any other variety I've tried at this price level. Everything else has been dry as your nans, you know, everything I've had on medical so far at this price point has been as dry as a brick in a flannery marzipan botulism outbreak. And let me tell you, that's really dry. That's drier than you could conceive of. So, no leaf, not too dry, a reasonable THC percentage, flavour, smell, not great, but not garbage, for £5 a gram. I'd go for something better personally, but I would spend more money as well. I'd be more likely spending twice that money. But that's me. That's, you know, that's to provide me with the best quality I can find. If you don't want to do that, can't do that for whatever reason, believe me, on medical, you could do so much worse. And if you've been here before, if you've been on medical for any length of time, you probably have done worse. Way, way, way worse. Let's just give it another run and see what it says. Still on that 23%. I'll keep testing this over the next hour and see if the moisture level goes down, see if the THC level goes up. But it looks like going forward, I'm going to have to use the Stores and Pickle grinder because it does actually grind things a little bit finer. Nothing could be finer than testing from this grinder. If you're a Seinfeld fan at all, that'll make sense. One last one, and then I'm packing this away and I'm vaping the shit out of this. Because that's what it's there for. 23% still, that's cool. I think my food has just arrived. I'm going to say thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. And if any of this has been useful, please hit the like button, the subscribe button, the share button. That'd be really helpful. That's my food. All of you, stay chill, stay happy, stay medicated. And I'll speak to you on the next one. I'm off to get some oranges.